distribution course content. My name is Sai Kumar. I have 7 years of experience in SAP technical functional specialist, and I'm good like ABAP and HANA and ABAP and sales and distribution and material management and FICO modules. I have implemented full cycle and I have involved like customization and integration projects and successfully done the business process optimization and cross functional collaboration. Okay, anyway, so if you want to continue the course, the total duration is 132 days. Every day, 1 hour, we'll get 4 months. And if every weekend for 8 hours, we'll get 4 months plus 2 days. So we will provide the course material and live session records and interview questions, and as well as we are going to provide experience resume, etc. Okay, here first today we are going to discussing about what to expect. So I will discuss later how exactly what you are going to expect in this course. So yeah, so day two we are going to discussing about SAP GUI setups. Here we are going to discussing about SAP GUI initialization and configuration, and we will provide notes, no worry. So in the section 3, so our real content has been started. Date 3, order to cash flow. Here generally we're going to discussing about inquiry, quotation, and we will provide hands-on how we are going to do inquiry in SAP screens and quotation hands-on. And now next sales order, how we are going to get the sales order, and after that we will provide some theoretical part, and as well as we will provide some real-time scenarios. After that we will provide some else sales order hands-on. Then next we are going to discussing about delivery. In delivery part we are going how we are going to picking, and as well as we are going to do the packaging and PGI. So here we are going to provide the delivery with hands-on. So we'll give some theoretical explanation of how what is the picking and packaging and all those things. So now next we are going to discussing about invoicing. So this is the one of the most important one. When we are going to any business, the invoice is the one of the most important. Sales order or purchase order, anything. So invoice hands-on and recap all the sales order cycle. We will provide the notes. Now we'll provide some quiz questions, sales order cycle quiz. um, it will be easy to track or crack our SAP certification. So we'll provide the certification questions also. Now next we will discussing about master data. So here we are going to discussing about master data overflow and as well as the customer masters. And there is a huge concept, that's why we split to 2 days. In the customer masters we are going to discussing day 2 also. Now next we will provide the notes, and now next we are going to discussing about material master. In that particular material master, we are going to discussing about significance of material master data. And day 2 we are going to discussing about how to important of the particular field. Now next we are going to do some extensions that particular material master. So now next we are going to discussing about material master grouping, and as well as how to customer material master configuration or customization. So not able to find the sales view in the customer master view, how we are going to block that particular customer master data. For example, you if you want to block any customer in our business process, simply we will cover in this concept how we are going to do blocking that particular customer master data. That's like bad customers. Yeah, like that. So now next we're providing some quiz customer master view, and as well as we're going to provide material master quiz. So these questions are coming maybe in certification point of view. In the section 5, we are going to discussing about sales order deep view. So here we are providing the 3 parts. So we'll provide some real-time things, part 1, part 2, part 3. So it will be easy to crack an interview. In a section 6, we are going to discussing about enterprise structure. This is the one of the most important part. Whatever we are choosing module, this is the one of the most important concept. So here we are going to discussing about what is enterprise structure, and next we are going to discussing about company and company code. And if we want to registered any company in SAP level, how we are going to do the company in registered in your SAP, and how we are going to generate the company code, how we are going to use that particular company code in the different process. Now next we are going to discussing about sales areas. There is different types of sales areas. We'll tell you how we are going to config that particular sales areas, that particular company. Now next we are going to config sales office. Now next we are going to discussing about plants, and after that we are going to discussing about some configuration with the plant and sales areas and sales offices. And here now next we are going to discussing about common distribution channels and divisions, and as well as we'll provide the notes, no worry. So why the enterprise structures are required, we will discuss at the time of section 6, and we will provide enterprise structures quiz. In the section 7, we are going to discussing about sales document types. What is the business process, how we are going to do that uh, things. And now next, what is the document type, what type of document type templates, and as well as we are going to how we are going to copy the document type like a standard document type to our customized document types. Now next, number ranging. Now next we are going to discussing about sales documents types of configuration, and as well as we are going to discussing about sales document type configuration with the real-time scenarios, and we will provide the notes, no worry. In the quiz 5, we are going to provide some quiz like sales and sales documentation type quiz. In a section 8, we are going discussing about item category like a building materials and bill of materials, like item category control with hands-on real-time scenarios. Now next we are going to provide the notes item category level. So in section 9, we are going to discussing about schedule line category. In this schedule line category, we will discussing about what is schedule line category. So what is schedule line category of how we are going to control the schedule line category. Now next we are going to discussing about delivery blocks and movement types, how we are going to config third party scenarios, and we are going to discussing availability and transfer to the requirement. So here we're providing some notes, scheduling line category notes. So it will be easy to remember for a future reference purpose. In section 10, we are going to discussing about delivery and billing document configuration. Here we are going to discussing about delivery document types and item category. Now next we are going to discussing about building business scenarios and as well as building configurations, and how we are going to possible data flows with coffee controls. And next we are going to discussing about requirement and data transfer routines. For an example, we are getting some data, so how we are going to control that particular data and copy that particular data. So we'll discuss later at the time of section 10. Now next we are going to discussing about standard requirement routines, and now next we are going to discussing about custom requirement routines. So now next, pricing. This is the one of the most important and huge concept. Here we'll get some time. So here we are going to discussing about introduction to the pricing and configuration the particular techniques. In this particular techniques, there is a condition technical field catalog, condition technique with conditional tables, condition techniques with access sequence, and conditional types, and pricing procedure determination, and conditional records with condition techniques, how we are going to configuration. So it will take some time, so we'll take the long session, we'll cover all those things. And now next we are going to provide some conditional techniques with nodes. Now next we are going to discussing about some real-time scenario like master data setup scenario, and some pricing hands and configurations. And now next we are going to discussing about pricing procedure. What is the pricing procedure, how we are going to do some subtotals and manual flags and required flags and statistical flags, requirement of routines, and we are going to do some calculation alternation calculations with routines. So we'll provide the notes how we are going to do the pricing procedure and all those things. It will be reference purpose in a real-time scenario. Now next we are going to freight determination based on price requirement of routines. In section 12, we are going to discussing about HDFI interface like session distribution financial integration. So here, how we are going to integrate with the one module to another module. Here, one of the most important point. So there is different modules are integrated with the HD. So most of the times, FI integrated SD and FI integrated FI integrated like a different module. So FI also one of the most important module, but it will take more time to learn. So comparing with FI SD is very easy. So that's why most of the people choosing SI SD. So here we are going to discussing some theory in a real-time scenarios in master data. And now next we are going to discussing about how we're going to do the configuration HD to FI. And now next we are going to discussing about credit management introduction, as well as we are going to simple credit management. Now next we are going to discussing about some static credit management, how we are going to do the dynamic credit management, how we are going to do dynamic credit management. And next we are going to discussing about some configurations and end user transactions we will provide for the real time purpose. Here section 13 text determination, no problem, we will discuss text determination. Here sometimes technical people also involved, how we are going to do the text determination we will tell you, we will provide the notes also. In the section 14, what is the partner determination, and what is the partner determination in masters and partner transactions. So we'll discuss that particular section 14. In the section 15, we are going to discuss in depth of the plant determination and plant determination functionality and sample function specification of the dynamic plant determination at line item. So in section 16, we are going to provide some contracts like quantity of value and services contracts. How we are going to do, we'll discuss in the section 16. In section 17, so we are going to discussing up some consignments, like we will provide some theoretical explanation in real-time scenarios. After that, we will provide how we are going to do the consignments hands-on that particular configuration. Okay. So here we are going to discussing the accounting entries also. In section 18, the customer material master info record like CMR. So how we are going to do info records to customer materials. So we'll discuss here. In the section 19, the output type, what is the output determination? Output determination configuration, like output determination in actions. Each and every process there is some outputs, so based on output type only it's going to be config for the like output like printouts and like PDFs and invoices. Those things are generated by outputs. How we are going to determination of the configuration we'll tell you in this section. Now next in section 20, we are going to discussing about listing and excluding. Here we are going to do some configuration of the listing and exclusion. In section 21, availability checks, how we are going to do some configuration checks with the basic concepts. Now next we are going to route determination, how we are going to routes determination, so we'll discuss here. In section 23, documents, how to status, like we are going to do some status of profile configurations, we'll discuss here in the section 23. In section 24, so here we are going to do some scheduling, rescheduling and back order process. This is one of the most important concept when we are going to order something. So we'll 10 items. So after that, we realize that we don't want to require 10 items. We are going to return 2 items. How we are going to do the process in SAP level. So here we are going to discussing about how we're going to do some scheduling, what are the back orders and what is the rescheduling, how we are going to do back order processing, and some summary of back order processing and rescheduling. So we will provide the back order processing notes also. So here it is one of the most important, most of the times real-time scenario. If you are working in a support project, these types of scenarios will come. How we are going to do that, we'll discuss here. In section 25, landscapes. In this particular landscapes, we are going to discussing about typical landscapes. So we'll discuss in real-time scenario and with clear cut explanation with notes and as well as real-time configurations. So now next in section 26, we are going to discussing about SAP project life cycle, entire cycle. We will discuss whatever I knows what whatever we do, I will share those things in a SAP project lifecycle. Now next, we did some cutover activities. How we are going to do cutover activities, we will discuss here in a section 28, debugging. This is the one of the most important. So if you want to communicate with our technical people, SAP ABAPers. So we need to know about some of the basic fundamentals. It will be easy to communicate. Otherwise, it will be difficult to understand the technical terminologies. So here we are going to discussing about ABAP debugging for a functional consultant. So we provide two sessions. The basic things, how we are going to do debug the standard SAP screens, and how we are going to find out that particular field, and all those things we'll discuss here. In section 29, so, okay, no problem, this is optional. Anyway, I will provide a client server architecture and scaling. Here we are going to do some architecture level servers, and most of the users placing the problem in landscape scalabilities, and some nut and bolts of servers. And yeah, so in a section 30, how we going to do some troubleshooting, the customer master level, and SD troubleshooting issues in a real time, and we will provide some SAP SD certification help, and we are going to provide some certification topics. Yeah, how to get access to an IDs, how we're going to get IDs. There is different ways in market. Remote desktops are available, or you can do in your own laptop configuration. I best recommended and suggestion, better to take any remote desktop or online servers that's good fast. So in our laptops may not be supported that particular SAP servers and databases. Yeah, more updates, please subscribe our channel. Yeah, thank you.